What's happening?
Yeah, it was a bad weekend for you, bro. It was a bad weekend for you.
It was a great weekend.
No, it was. No, it was. Let me give me your piece. Let me give me your piece. I'm going to make sure I got to hear Azzy, because Azzy going to tell me, I need to wrap it up. Don't give me that right here. There you go, Skip. I thought you had left. After what LeBron did on Saturday night. You still here? 38-12 and 8. Skip, did you realize this is the 61st time that LeBron James has led his entire team in points, rebounds, and assists? The next two closest are Tim Duncan and Larry Bird in the 20s. He was special. This is what we expected to see of LeBron James. Get the ball downhill. I'm going to the rim, Nurkic. I'm going to the rim right side. And if I believe you're above the rim and to challenge me, I'm going to kick it out. Skip, if they can just make a few shots, I'm not asking them, as you say, I'm not asking them to be Steph Curry. I don't need them to be Klay Thompson. I just need you to hit probably like 35, 36% of those threes. And it's over. It should have been. If they'd have made the free throws on Saturday night, this was a 20-point whitewash. You know that, I know that. They got no answers for him. Carmelo means well, and Carmelo's having an unbelievable season. I think he's done enough to show that he should be in the league again next year for his 18th season. Gary Trent is too small. And when you play those bigs, and remember, that's why I got him on here, the brow. They got no answer. He should murk everybody when he walks on the court. Anthony Davis needs to leave when he leaves his hotel room, he needs to say, I am a generational talent. I'm murking everybody tonight. Nobody can see me. I'm the baddest mofo here. And that's the approach. And he took that approach. And everybody went, look at it. See, I told you AD soft. Nah, AD had 5 points in the first half. Had he made his free throws, he'd had 12. But then all of a sudden, the same thing happened. Remember game 3, Skip? I mean, game 2? He got it. Give me that white side. Boom. Come in, Nurkic. Boom. And then he got that mid-range game going. Woo, Skip. Then he finished that to hit 11 on him in the third, and then 12 in the fourth. And the coach said, hold on. I appreciate it. Let me get these threes for you. Wow. Step back up. It's over. And it was over, Skip. LeBron James, 38-12. Are you sure he's 35? I might need to need to pull up President Trump or Bertha. I might need to see that birth certificate. Because he playing like he's 27.
Tell me when you're finished.
I finished.
Good. It is shameful that you and your man, LeBron James, are gloating about doing anything against the Trail Blazers who trail every game.
Now they had to lead.
They don't belong in the playoffs. Let's put this in some perspective, can we? What is Toronto doing, or what has Toronto done now to Brooklyn?
They swept them.
Swept them.
Yeah.
By an average of 21 points a game, Toronto just swept Brooklyn right out of the playoffs. What happened when Portland played Brooklyn for the right to get in the playoff game, the play-in game, right? It went to the wire, and it took Karis LeVert missing a jumper that was very makeable. CJ did a nice job on him for once, because Portland is by far the worst defensive team in the whole bubble. They're pathetic because they came in to the bubble 29-37. They were 12 games under 500 when they hit the bubble.
Yes.
And now they're a grand total of 35-39. 35-39. And you're over there gloating about a mismatch that should have been a sweep. I called it a sweep sitting right here. I said this should be an easy sweep.
Nope.
And your man, the King, game 1, he's got the basketball in his hands with a 6-point lead with 7 minutes to go, and he upchucks. The whole team upchucked because AD in that game stood for all done in the fourth quarter. You know and I know you cannot trust him when the chips are down against a legitimate team. You know and I know what Charles Barkley said the other day is exactly right. He doesn't have that dog in him. If he suddenly realizes he's got a supreme advantage, he can front run with Bron, because nobody can front run better than LeBron James.
Kawhi.
Oh, stop it. LeBron, we got to. This was the ultimate of that game on Saturday night. At the end of this game, LeBron makes a three, and he's like a 34% three-point shooter, so he's not exactly a hot hand. What did he do at the end of the game when he made his last three?
What did he do?
He backs down the court. Here it is. He decides, I got this. That put him up 14, front runner, and he's mean-mugging going down the court. He is mean-mugging the Portland Trailblazers. And I immediately tweeted, at least save it for the next round. You're wasting that on them. You're a tough guy, LeBron. You're killing the Trailblazers. Way to go. You're killing Carmelo, or what's left of Carmelo.
Now
stop it.
To Carmelo.
Just stop it. And whatever happened to Dame time? Can somebody explain to me? I've been hearing Dame time, Dame time. I've been hearing across the table special from Shannon Sharpe. He is special.
He is, absolutely.
In fourth quarters, I can't find him. The other night in the fourth quarter, the game was still hanging in the balance, and he goes 1 for 6 from the field and 0 for 4 from 3. Can we see those 4? I don't know. Maybe I just fictionalize these. Maybe I'm exaggerating. There's the first one. No. He's being guarded by Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso, come on, Dame. That's way short.
Legs.
Didn't have a
legs.
Hand. Oh, it's a leg
legs.
situation.
Look at this.
It was his hand. Oh, that just airballed and missed the rim. At least it hit the backboard.
Skip. Hold on, Skip. You do realize.
What are you doing?
For the last
Dame time?
For the last 3 weeks, they had to win almost every game. He's playing 42, 43 minutes a night. You can't continuously play. And he's playing every other day. This is not 2 days off in between. He's been playing 42, 43, 44 minutes every other day for 3 weeks now. Eventually, that's going to catch up with you. You look at CJ playing heavy minutes. Melo playing 42 minutes. Skip, you can't play that.
Back-to-backs?
No, every other day. Skip, they've been playing.
Once upon a time, I covered this league when the playoffs were just full of back-to-backs. The whole playoff run, lots of back-to-backs.
But, Skip, they didn't play at the pace what they're playing at now. And you're asking a man. And, Skip, he's giving you, it's not like he had 34 points and 2 assists. He's giving you 34 and 7. He's giving you 36 and 8. He's doing what he can. But at the end of the day, Skip, they got to be able to keep the Lakers off the glass. That's where they're losing the game, because the Lakers are killing them on the offensive end. Now, although they're not getting second-chance points, but it's keeping you got to guard another possession, and you got to guard another possession.
Yeah.
Give the Lakers credit. Now all of a sudden, everybody talking about that's an 8 seed, that's Portland. I don't hear nobody thumping their chest, because everybody, all these pundits, all these experts, remember you quoted these experts. What are the experts now?
So I'm back to Damian Lillard. I just want to know how he compares to those 2 young men that I keep watching. Last night it was late at night, but I'm talking about Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray. Those are Dame timers. Those are clutch late game shooters. They are special. Both of those kids, and they're still kids, are special.
I'm not taking either one of them over Dame.
Donovan Mitchell, same nickname, same initials. Dom Mitchell has 43 fourth-quarter points. That leads the whole playoffs. Jamal is third in that category. In the last 2 minutes of fourth quarter and into overtime, those two are 1-2 in playoff scoring. Dame is now tied for 37th. If you add in the overtime, he's tied for 36th. And last night, they scored in the fourth quarter 18 for Donovan, and Jamal scored 21 in just the fourth quarter. It's outrageously great.
It's ridiculous.
And it's the kind of shooting where I say, oh, I get that. That's Dame time. That's unstoppable, because both of them can shoot mid-range jumpers. Damian doesn't have that shot.
Oh, he got it.
He's smaller, and yet I don't think he's much smaller than Donovan. I think they're about the same size.
Yeah, Donovan's like about 6'3". But Skip,
I don't think he is. I think he's 6'1".
You think so?
Sure. Well, that's what he's listed at, 6'1".
Skip, I think the thing is for Donovan lived at the free throw line. What was he, 17 of 18 last night at the free throw line? Jamal Murray was getting his basically in the mid-range and the three-point shot. But the difference is neither one of Denver doesn't play any defense, Skip. Because when they needed to get a stop, Murray had got cooking. And he's like, okay, one stop. And what they do? They come down and get a layup. Okay, he comes back and matches. One stop. Okay, Mike Conley hits a 3. Okay, come on, guys, let's dig in. Let's get one stop. And there's somebody hitting a mid-range shot. Nuggets can't stop anybody.
So everybody's gloating for LeBron and for AD because they were the first Laker teammates since clear back in 2002 to go plus 25 and plus 10.
Yeah, Sacramento.
In the same game, and it was Sacramento. Okay, this was achieved again against the frail Blazers. That was achieved back in 2002 in Game 7 of the playoffs at Sacramento against a team that went 61-21. That was the franchise record number of wins for Chris Webber and company. 61 wins. Again, the frail Blazers right now are 35-39, and you're gloating about that? So Shaq and Kobe did that at Sacramento. It was also, if you tack on the 8 assists, it was the first time in a playoff game since 2014 that two teammates had plus 25, plus 10, and plus 8 assists. That was KD. That was Russell Westbrook. That game was a game 6, I believe. It was at the Clippers. It was CP3, Blake, DeAndre, JJ Redick. That was a real basketball team that won 57 games. That's the most a Clippers team has ever won in franchise history.
That real Clipper team, and it still didn't advance past the second round.
Okay, but that's not a real team. But this is pathetic.
But wait a minute.
Okay, and so now LeBron is gloating or taking credit for.
What did he take?
He's passed into second most playoffs wins. He's passed Tim Duncan.
Yeah, he acknowledged him.
Do you realize the degree of difficulty that Tim had in the West versus LeBron in the East? Do you realize that Tim Duncan had to play the Lakers 7 times in playoff series? LeBron had to play the Lakers 0 times in playoff series? Wow, interesting.
But see, you never make these concessions with Tom Brady having to play in the AFC East. You never make that.
Okay, but we're talking about playoffs now. We're talking about playoff wins. We're not talking about divisional or regular season.
But in the playoffs, and the NFC was where it was at. Because the Green Bay, you had to go through. Skip, look, let's not diminish what LeBron is doing. Portland is...
I'm going to diminish.
I know you want to. But Dame, look, I don't believe that and like I said, I believe Dame would need to average 40. But you're asking him to play 43, 44 minutes.
I guess
every
he's just
other
wearing out.
Yes.
In the 3, well, they played 3 games now. In the 3 fourth quarters, he's shooting 31% from the field. Is that good? And 33% from 3, which is a little better than he did against Golden State last year in 4 straight fourth quarters. He shot 31% from the field, same as now, but only 29 from 3.
Well,
so that's 4 straight fourth quarters there, not to mention the incredible long drought that he had. He went almost 2 full fourth quarters without scoring a basket, if you recall, against Brooklyn, then combined with Memphis, then combined with Game 1 against the Lakers. I just keep saying, show me. Just take over a game and do what Jamal did. Do what Donovan has done again and again to put them up 3-1.
If you don't miss 15 free throws, we're not even having a discussion.
I agree. This should have been over from the start.
Yes.
I told you. You said 6. You said, so I guess you're backed into a corner. Are you going to pick Portland to win a game?
I didn't. Look, I don't really want to get into all this specific. Well, you said 6 games, you said 5 games, you said 2 games.
It should be a sweep.
No,
they should be ashamed they lost Game 1.
No.
Ashamed.
No.
Yes.
All I'm saying is GOAT James is doing what GOAT James does. You see this. And guess what? And we know, aren't we number 2 in 3-pointers made? How we get them? We can't shoot. We are terrible, but we number 2 behind Steph Curry. We number 2 behind Chef Steph.
Against the worst defensive team, I think, in all of basketball.
So he made all those 300 3-pointers against that Portland team.
Cakewalk.
No, don't do that, Skip.
Cakewalk.
No, give us our
LeBron
credit.
had cakewalk to the East.
Give us our credit.
Yeah.
I want my credit. I want my credit, Skip.
You get none until the next round when it starts. Then maybe they'll play some. I don't know. They're going to play. Will Russ be back? Will it be Russ and James? At least you'd have some competition. I'll take Russ and James in the fourth quarter over CJ and the other guy, whatever his name is.
Dollar.
Yeah. What time is it?
Whatever.
I think it's time to change topics.
I think Jamal Murray and I think Donovan Mitchell's playing unbelievable, but I'm not taking either one of them over Dame.
Boy, I would.
Okay, we are going to change topics right now and get back to more that was happening with the Clippers and Mavs series, guys, because yesterday during warm-ups for Game 4, Clippers forward Montrezl Harrell apologized to Luka Doncic after cameras caught Harrell calling Luka a, quote, bleep-bleep white boy in Game 3. Luka told reporters, quote, sometimes you say things you don't want to say. He apologized. I respect that, so no problems. Shannon, should Montrezl have been fined or suspended here, in your opinion?
I believe he should have been fined. Skip, we got to be careful here of saying that in the heat of competition, we're allowed to say things. because that's the emotion of the ball game. I get it, yes. And Skip, a lot of times, like black on black, and we say things to each other, that's different. But when someone else outside of that were to say that, we're not going to say that's just trash talk. We're going to become highly enraged, and we're going to be upset. Because I can just imagine, had Luka Doncic said, be a B-boy. And I wonder if that would have been, man, that's just Luka trash talking. We would have been outraged. Well, we should be equally outraged. See, if you're about equality, you can't just want equality for your race or for your gender or when it comes to your community. You got to want it for everyone. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad Trez apologized. I do not believe it is a racist comment. I don't believe it's racism because there are two different things. Racism is about power, Skip. I can deny you from going somewhere. That's what we talk about, institutional and systemic racism. It's the policies that are in place that prevent people, a race or a minority of people, from doing things. That's racism. A racist comment. And that can be construed as that. Because remember, Draymond got suspended for a game for calling LeBron a B word. Mm-hmm. Now, there have been times, now this was David Stern, where he suspended Rajon Rondo because he leveled a slur, a homophobic slur at Bill Kennedy, an official. Roy Hibbert, Skip, at the press conference. Yep. He uttered that. He was fine. Kobe was fine. Skip, I'm glad Trez apologizing. Yes, in the heat of the moment. And this is not, and I get people like, well, it's the heighten. It's not a heighten. You have to understand, if you expect something, you have to be willing to give something. Mm-hmm. So because if Luka had said that, man, we would have lost our mind. Our community would have lost our mind. So be careful when you say people say things out of frustration, because that's the argument that the other side used. I was frustrated. I was angry. And I said that. That's not a reflection of who I am. Do I believe Trez is racist? No. But that comment should have leveled him a fine, and the NBA should have came out and issued a statement and said this was unacceptable. And moving forward, we fine Montrezl, and moving forward, this will not be tolerated. Simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. Trez was wrong. He admitted he was wrong, but he should have been fined on this occasion.
Okay. I hear everything you just said, and I'm with most of what you said. And I realize we are in heightened times of racial sensitivity, and I'm glad for that. Mm-hmm. And I realize that a lot of white people are out there right now saying, double standard. You black people have held our feet to the fire for everything we say and do, and now a black man has called a white man white boy. Mm-hmm. I get that. Now I'm going to speak as just a white boy. Mm-hmm. I personally am not offended by being called a white boy. It's racial identification, but I do not see it as a racist slur directed at white people. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there is no word in our language that equals the N-word when white people use that against black people.
Correct, I agree.
So unless you can tell me something, I've never heard a slur used by blacks to whites that I would say, ooh, that's that bad word that you use, right. That unacceptable, that evil word. Right. I always tell you, that N-word ending in hard ER, it's the most evil word in the English language. I wish it could be eradicated, but I don't know an equivalent the other way.
No, I don't.
And by the way, if we reverse this subject, just for the record, if we reverse this incident, and Luka Doncic had dared to call Montrezl Harrell a black boy, that is as racist. That's only one cut below the N-word for me, because as you well know, boy is from slavery days when the slave master referred to the slaves, the male slaves, as boys.
Yep.
I can't even, it makes me cringe. I get chills even saying the word. So if you reverse it, you better believe all hell is going to be unleashed on Luka or whoever would dare to say that.
But what if Luka said, man, I got caught up, I was in the heat of the moment?
Okay.
It is basketball. You know, I'm trash talking.
Okay, let's talk about heat of the moment. Okay, let me frame this better. I in the sports context, have been called white boy numbers of times, all the way back into my Little League days, because when we played the black kids and it was still segregated in Oklahoma City in those days, and I played the same black kids and became close friends with a lot of them, T. Pendarvis, There's some really close friends that I kept to this day.
Right.
And the point is, they would often say that white boy can hit or something like that. In a basketball context, back at Vanderbilt, intramural basketball, we used to play. The scholarship football players got to have a team in intramural basketball, and they were mostly black kids. And when I played against them, they'd say white boy, but they would usually use it out of respect, like you can shoot or you just made a play. Way to go, white boy.
Well, Skip, hey, if you say, when they said Larry Bird, man, Larry Bird's a tough-ass white boy. That's one thing. But when you say B.A.
Okay. Now, thank you. Now we're to the crux of the problem.
Yeah.
Would I be offended if you call me, I'm going to say it one time just so people know what it is, just one time, bitch-ass white boy.
Yes.
If you or anybody else call me that, yeah, you got a problem because that's what I'm going to focus and fixate on.
Right.
The rest of it, like white boy, it's even out in popular culture. There's a movie not too long ago, White Boy Rick, right?
Yeah.
There's a song by Foreigner back in the day in the late 70s called Dirty White Boy, and it was an ode to Elvis Presley, who was a badass white boy.
Play that funky music, white boy.
There you go. Okay, so that's that. But once we get to B.A. white boy, now we got a problem.
Right.
So why was that used by Montrezl as he had just scored on Luka and he's backing up the court? You B.A. white boy.
Yeah.
Okay. It was because I believe that Luka started this on a previous possession. And he dared to. First, he tripped up Montrezl, and then he turned to him, and Doc said he cursed, and I couldn't really see it on the tape, but he accused Montrezl Harrell of flopping.
He said, told him to stop flopping.
Okay, stop flopping, and he either maybe stuck an MF on it, or maybe he put stop effing flopping or something. I couldn't really tell, but Doc said he swore. Okay, help me out here. What do we know about Montrezl Harrell? He is a beast of a basketball player. Huge pride, wears his emotions on his sleeve, and he is a man's man.
Yes.
Well, if you accuse that guy of flopping, have you not questioned his manhood? Wouldn't you take that personally from Luka, even though you respect his game? But, boy, that's kind of the ultimate basketball insult to say, quit flopping.
Yeah, but I'm really trying to, and I believe I read his lips correctly. I believe he said, stop flopping, man.
Okay. Well, Doc said he swore, but whatever.
Because, Skip, if he wanted to swear, why would he swear in his native tongue? And Doc would have never knew what the hell he was talking about.
He speaks good English.
I know he does.
And by the way, he has become known as a really good Larry Bird-esque trash talker. And you know what? I love his trash talk. It can go profane. I don't care because it shows me he is not afraid of any, especially the black player, the black stars. He's not afraid. He will mix it up. He will trade barbs with
when he hit that shot, what did he do? He turned around, he pumped his chest, he said, this my bleep. This my bleep.
Okay, good. So we have what was also his reputation in his rookie year, soft.
Yes.
You could rough him up.
Yes.
You could get physical with him and knock him off his game psychologically.
Yes.
So Montrezl is angry that he called him out for flopping. He said it right to his face.
Yes.
Quit flopping, man, or whatever he called him. And so Montrezl comes back down the next time, and he just goes in and hammers the ball home over Luka. And so take that is what he's saying, B.A. white boy, okay? I get it. Luka started it, and he was finishing it. Is it like the nicest thing in the world to say no? But am I, as a white boy, taking that personally? No. I don't think Luka took it personally. And to Montrezl's credit, he went over and apologized to him, and I got to watch it. Did you get to see it on the sideline?
I did. Yes.
It looks sincere.
It's because Trez was backing up Luka. I don't know, because it was a quiet jam. So I don't know if Luka actually heard it.
I don't think he did.
Maybe he could have, because, like I said, Skip, there's no fans.
Maybe.
Because they're fans, obviously, you're not going to hear.
Maybe some of the other Mavericks heard it.
Right. And so that's my only thing. And we got to get out of in the things in competition. People say things. Nah, watch your tongue. You know what to say in a competition. Okay. You've been competing for a long time. I've competed for a long time. And I've said some things when I'm dealing with black-on-black players. But when I'm dealing with white players, I know what's offensive. And I'm not going to use the heat of competition, the heat of battle, to throw something out there that says, man, I just got caught up in the moment. No.
Okay, I got it. But he was retaliating.
Yeah.
And in the end, I don't think any white person who understands sports would be offended by that. I don't consider that a racist slur against white people.
Yeah, it's hard to me to say the equivalent of of Luka saying stop flopping, man,
Yeah.
and equating to Trez calling him a white boy. I don't think that's the equivalent. That's a false equivalence. That's not even comparable. But like I said, Trez apologized. And I think the thing, and for me, for him to take the initiative, because a lot of times, Skip, you get so dug in, I said what I said and I'm not apologizing. But for Trez to be the bigger man, to know he was wrong, that's the first. I was wrong. To go up to him and say, bro, I ain't mean anything by it. I got caught up in the moment. Please accept my apology.
Okay, Luka said he was surprised he even apologized.
Yeah.
So was he offended? I don't think so, unless he was just putting on a...
Skip, if somebody were to say, and let's just say I'm playing in Slovenia, and somebody said something to me, I might not even know what the equivalent of it is. So how am I going to get upset? You might have said something that's offensive. I don't know what it is. I'm sure Luka, he could speak English, but I don't think he's as fluent up into the slang and the lingo.
I don't know. I think he's pretty good. I think he knows what he's saying.
I know he's a good ball player. I know he's a good ball player.
He is a good ball player.
He's a great old baby bird. Say it with me. Say it with me.
You cannot put him in the same sentence with Larry Bird when he can't shoot a lick.
Oh, he getting better. I can't tell he can't shoot. A 38-footer says he can shoot. That's what that say.
3 air balls in a game says he can't shoot.
It don't matter.
Oh,
Skip,
okay.
all I need to do, look, I can miss 5 field goals, but if I kick that game winner, what that mean? And he said it's 5.
If you miss 5, you'd be on a plane home.
No,
You'd be.
no, that's the cowboy kicker. That's what y'all kick. That's what your kicker did.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.